I hear people like money. Do you like money? Well, guess what? We don't have any. It's fake. But we've got something better in 2023 if you stick all the way into the end. Humor! Also, I got a text from Joe again. You certainly do have a flair for the dramatic, Joe. That's why I like you, man.
Are you ready?
Welcome to episode 8 of the Fantasy Football Monsters. I am your host, Adolf von Murderstein. Mortimer Winklevoss IV is still away nursing his injuries, but joining me is my usual co-host, Jimmy.
This is the second week in a row where there is some serious sus shit going on.
Nothing suspicious here, sorry. Say, I hear there's gonna be a party after this show.
No one said anything to me about a party. Are you really throwing a party over the week 4 wins?
No, I just love a good party. I'll bring the balloons.
How did we first meet?
What an odd question. Why, let me think. I feel as though the show producers saw both of our talents individually and decided we would make a great pairing on this show.
I knew it. I knew there was some sus shit going on.
I'm terribly confused.
Von Murder would know that we met last year because I answered his Craigslist ad and we met up at Starbucks. Tim, roll the terrible footage from episode 7 last year.
I need to make some friends that I can't actually kill. I'll look where everyone else does who's looking for weird people. Craigslist!
Seeking immortal being. Fantasy football. Starbucks tonight. I am in.
That two-timing motherfucker! Ha-ha!
What the fuck was that? There ain't a storm outside.
It's my thing. Don't worry about it.
This is a coffee shop meeting between a zombie and a vampire, and even I think this is fucking weird.
Fuck you, asshole!
Want some garlic pizza?
Bitch! Don't test me! I will go French Revolution on your ass! That or I can just put a fucking silver bullet in your head!
There's no need for a silver bullet.
Shut up, bitch! I'm never using Craigslist again! Did you motherfuckers start without me?
No. I guess yes. Looks like we may have an imposter here.
Oh, looks like I've been made.
What the hell?
This is much more comfortable for me anyway.
I knew there was something up with this bozo-looking bitch. Use your and Morty's full names.
What the fuck are you doing here? I don't remember you being on the call sheet for today.
Well, I decided I was going to properly introduce myself because I didn't want someone to fuck up describing my power. For those who don't know, my real name is Pennywise, but you can just call me Penny. I am the shapeshifter. I can become anyone your heart desires, so long as they are not on your opponent's team. Find the sexiest, juiciest matchup you can find, then make me that guy. I can be Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, whoever you want. I'm only good once. When I'm good, I am deadly good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a real unpopular stance here. You're overrated. You are one of 6 monsters taken in all 8 drafts, and you were the worst of them.
Bitch, I shall show you who is indeed overrated.
No, Von Murder's right. Matter of fact, I think you're not only the worst of those 6. I have you ranked 9th after Dracula, Frankenstein, and Jekyll and Hyde.
How can you possibly say that? I was drafted way higher than those monsters.
Kinda. Twice Dracula was drafted higher, twice Jekyll and Hyde was drafted higher, and 3 times Frankenstein was drafted higher. You were drafted outside the first 8 monsters off the board in half the drafts. You're averaging around monster 8 off the board.
Now don't get this the wrong way. You win in every draft, and you should have gone in every draft. On the exterior, being able to become anyone looks like an amazing ability, and it is good. The problem is, you still have to play this before the games start, and you never know when a player, even one in a great matchup, may just shit the bed.
Or get injured.
Or I suppose worse, get the Dan Campbell treatment.
Exactly! You can copy a stud, but that doesn't mean the coach is gonna play you for whatever reason.
Seriously, Dan Campbell may be one of the most hated men in fantasy right now just because he won't turn Jahmyr Gibbs loose.
Obviously, he doesn't care as long as he's winning.
And that's why your ability is scary. You are the best in a class of monsters completely out of your or your opponent's control. It's just your class isn't very good in general. You could end up being overkill, or in Leatherface's match this week, end up being an over 98-point boost, but still not be enough and lose.
Now, you could still fill in as a great bye week hole. Let's say your only real QB is Justin Herbert. This week he's on bye. Instead of dealing with a bad QB, you could fire up Mahomes in what would be a really good spot against the Vikings.
Yeah, so we're not saying you're shit. We're saying you probably were a bit overrated by a lot of players.
Fine, I won't argue. I don't suppose you can use a third for the week who is versatile.
I doubt it, but show us what you got.
You know, I could still be here this week if you wanted.
He's supposed to come off IR next week, and we can have him anytime. Who else you got?
Any love for Frank?
We're running too long as it is. Plus PTSD. Pass.
The worst thing a man can do is let himself go bald. Never let yourself go bald.
First of all, fuck you. Bald is beautiful, bitch. Secondly, no fucking politics. Especially guys under 4 different indictments in 3 states plus DC facing 91 total felony charges.
Fucking snowflakes. Well, he's pretty damn handsome.
Okay, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, one of me is more than enough.
I'm gonna call this because we gotta get moving, but thanks for coming.
Fine, I'll leave. But you'll all float, bitches.
For fuck's sake, at least keep your voices straight. Damn.
So are we just gonna talk Taylor Swift stuff like everyone else?
Is a fucking catch-22. She has absolutely nothing to do with football, but if we don't, then it seems like we're not paying attention.
Now that she was at MetLife for Sunday Night Football, there's no more speculation. They're fucking dating.
So we're doing this? Fine. I disagree. It's entirely possible they aren't, and this is just a big publicity stunt.
Why the fuck would Taylor Swift need to do a publicity stunt?
Every brand wants publicity. I don't care how big you are. And Taylor's Eras Tour is coming to theaters in less than 2 weeks. It's basically a concert on the silver screen, and it was already AMC's biggest single-day seller ever. Tell me that this isn't fucking amazing publicity for that.
I mean, it is, but do you think she actually cares that much that she's willing to fake date someone to sell some tickets?
Listen, neither he nor her has said they are dating. Everyone, including you, is simply assuming they are. They could just stop this at any time and just say, we're just friends. So they aren't fake dating anyone. They just aren't correcting anyone.
Oh, that is a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's a real interesting take. Okay, well, none of us really know, and we're still not talking football, so I want to talk football.
I bet you do with the Cowboys going back to week 1 and 2 form, blowing out the Patriots.
A combined 108-13 in their 3 wins, and 1 really shitty loss to the Cardinals. But fuck it, we retired Tom Brady and just handed the hoodie the worst loss of his career, so it's all good. Ha ha!
Yeah, you better make sure that you're right with Joe, because your boys have to play the first of their 2-game California road trip in San Fran this weekend.
Don't remind me. It makes me sick to even think about. The last 2 playoff games against them, we have been atrocious. And this team may be the best out of the 3.
The Cards, they definitely underestimated. They won't underestimate the Niners, so we'll see how good this squad really is.
Agreed. So, the sun was just coming up, so I didn't catch Fun Day football. What did you think, Jimmy?
I'm trying to be realistic here. Clearly, this technology was not well tested beforehand, since we basically didn't get to see the first drive at all, and one of the players had unknown on the back of their jersey. The ball spotting was really bad, and a lot of the time, you had to rely on the announcers to know what really happened, since half the time, people weren't actually tackled, or a ball would appear to be dropped that was caught, or something like that. If you're a true football fan watching, because you love football and that's it, you're not gonna like it. It was fun and novel, but probably not something I'm gonna watch again, unless it's to see if they made it better. Now, if you're a kid, or someone who isn't real into football, or want to watch this as a family, this is brilliant. It did a good job of explaining basic concepts, and did lots of silly things to keep everyone entertained. Kudos to the NFL for continuing to experiment with new technologies and try to recruit in the new generation.
So let me give you my headlines from this weekend. Number 1, Houston proved their win against Jacksonville wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, what the hell? 67-23 in the last 2 games against some reasonable teams? I'm not getting advanced playoff tickets or anything, but this is a team that you can't just sleep on anymore. Nico Collins is officially a top-tier fantasy wide receiver.
Number 2, the Eagles may be one of the worst 4-0 teams in history.
I know you have some bias here, but I can't completely disagree. They've yet to play a really good team, and in 3 of their 4 wins, they either let their opponents hang around, or in this week, they were behind most of the day. We know they're talented, but they don't feel very hungry.
Well, they have 2 more weeks to get their shit together, because starting with week 7, they're out of warm-ups, and they have Miami, Dallas twice, Kansas City, Buffalo, and San Francisco as 6 of their 7 opponents.
That stretch will tell us everything we need to know about them.
Number 3, something fucked is going on in Cincinnati.
God, yes. A Tennessee team that got blown out 27-3 by Cleveland just blew Cincinnati out by the same score.
Burrows looks like shit. He may be rich now, but he ain't right. Maybe he's still hurt or something. I don't know what, but it's affecting the whole team. Mixon has not been that great for me at all. He's RB17 in Frank right now. Not what I was expecting based on where I drafted him.
Hell, most people had Chase around wide receiver 2 or 1 for drafts, and he's actually wide receiver 21.
Number 4, it is really hard to stay hot in this league, as Miami proved. After a 50-point win, they suck up a 28-point loss to Buffalo.
This isn't completely fair, since they blew out a Denver team and then had to play a very legit Buffalo team. I'm not saying Miami isn't a good team, but there was very clearly a letdown here.
But thank God Achane still went for over 100 on the ground with 2 touchdowns. If you thought Mostert was still the clear number 1, you're clearly wrong. Not saying it's not 1A and 1B, but Achane is here to stay, it appears.
With the wideouts and running backs this team has, plus Tua, I think this team hands down has the best skill players in the league right now as a group. If they stay healthy, they will be very, very dangerous.
And speaking of here to stay, number 5, Hookah is here to stay.
Didn't you say people were gonna regret dumping their fob for him?
Yes, and I stand by that since it was after week 1. I still don't know if he'll end up being a league winner in the weeks where it matters the most, especially with Kupp expected to come back next week. But after his 3rd 100-yard game this season including his first touchdown being the overtime game winner, he's proven he is no flash in the pan.
And his name is fun to say, too.
There was even one of my drafts that gave out awards afterwards, and one was drafted the player with the most fun name, given to people who drafted him. Well, look at him now.
So before we get into the league at large, you might be a disrespectful garbage vampire. Man, I gotta give you your flowers on this one. It appears as though Von Murder's Gambit played out to absolute perfection.
Yup. If I don't pick up Achan, then there is no one else on my bench that could have produced enough to win.
Hell, unless you were the one person on the planet and no one else in the league who went and got Michael Wilson from the waiver wire, there wasn't even someone else you could have picked up. Even if you played best ball, but without Achan, you still only get the 279.
There is a reason I said every single person should have bid on him last week. He is that guy. But there was an incredibly sweet thing that happened though.
God, I think I know where you're going. Do I need to get Cooter Doodle in here to comment on this?
You indeed do. There is so much irony about him leaving Nico Collins on his bench. This was just Joe's way of telling him he's a real dick. Nico dropped 69 because he got fucked. Ha ha!
So now that it's over, do you have anything to say to your opponent? And who are you taking from him?
Ready for it? I'll try to be delicate, but both of us know you're not sorry and will never change. You know the story of us. You thought you were riding in on a white horse, but really no, you should have said no. I knew you were trouble the first time I met you. Now, with bad blood, look what you made me do. Some real vigilante shit. You thought you were out of the woods with Walker at the end game, only needing less than 7 points. But 22 guys on the field, and none could help you. And what did you win? A sweet nothing. Now, I'm not being mean, and this is no cruel summer, but I was merely a fearless mastermind, and you just need to shake it off. I could see you would've, could've, should've played Nico, but didn't. You're on your own, kid. You won't see my tears ricochet for you, and you sure as fuck ain't the last great American dynasty. If this were a movie, you would have thought today was a fairy tale, but really, you're just the anti-hero seeing maroon and red. But it's no question that with my eyes open and letting the sparks fly, this is no love story and you are no lover. So try to have a little style and a state of grace. Like Mr. Rogers, put on a cardigan, and really, you need to calm down. I think it's gorgeous that I am the one, the man who makes you begin again. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to live forever, but understand that now he's not ours, he's mine. Like all the girls you loved before, he'll tell you we are never getting back together. I know in your wildest dreams, you're in a forest with bejeweled willow trees during a midnight rain. But really, you're nothing more than a child playing in the snow on the beach. All the while, you just wish your team could make it back to December. But it probably ain't gonna happen. Ha ha! Don't speak now, but everything has changed. I have champagne problems figuring out who to take. Either way, I'm gonna leave a blank space on your roster down to 15 players. Stuck in your lavender haze, he's now going to exile. I will tell him now you belong to me. You may think it sad, beautiful, tragic, but Highway don't care, and neither do I. And you know why? Because karma's a bitch.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! What the hell was that? I just wanted to know who you're taking.
You really can't figure it out? I mean, it's the theme of the damn show. Travis Kelce will be making a swift departure from his team for the now injured Friarbooth. That was pretty easy.
Okay, that's enough of your teeny bopper monologues. I want to play sportscaster this week for the rest of this. I ain't got to do it yet, and I know Jigsaw's out hitting the media circuit promoting his movie.
Fine, you got what you need?
Just about. Give me a minute.
A few moments later.
You good, man?
I'm ready. Let's go. And then there were 15 undefeated teams left after week 4 and 6 teams taking L's. In our upset of the week, 1-2 nail in the coffin beat the previously unbeaten Swamp Gator 261 to 243. The Thing and Mick Taylor are both 3-1 after the Thing got a 395 to 290 win. In what the fuck happened there news, 3-0 Yeti and 2-1 Voldemort put up 247.3 points combined, just barely under the league average of 241 per player on the week. Voldemort got the 150 to 98 win. The super curious part was Yeti could have stayed undefeated by using his Frankenstein. In our 3 Clash of the Titans matchups between undefeated teams, the Terminator topped Crypt Keeper 300 to 182. The Fiend rolled past 18 weeks later 318 to 202. They actually decided to steal Derrick Henry, but gave back Raheem Mostert. I'm not sure why it's a good idea to get the number 10 RB on the year and give up the number 2 RB, especially when you had James Cook that you could have. But some people just live in the moment, and Raheem Mostert had a bad week. As a further kick in the gut, they also used Blob to take Travis Kelce. Finally, in a nail biter, this schmuck over here, Von Murder, sent Mad Scientist to 3-1 with a 290 to 285 win. Our lucky duck of the week was the undefeated Michael Myers, who escaped with a 256 to 252 win against Mechagodzilla the Driller. Called a double lucky duck since Mechagodzilla could have played Frankenstein and still won. This week's You Got award goes to the Black Eyed Children, who beat Fantasy Slasher 271 to 216 to stay undefeated, but went balls to the wall to steal Amon-Ra St. Brown. Only Rumpelstiltskin had him covered. So instead of getting St. Brown, he lost Justin Jefferson in what hands down is the most bittersweet victory of the year so far. Congrats to Wolf Predator, who rode Josh Allen and David Montgomery en route to a 410 to 341 victory over Leatherface. This is despite the amazing decision to Pennywise into CMC by Leatherface. It proved to be not enough. Weirdly, 3 of the 5 Frankensteins in play could have all been used to flip matchups, and none of them were. Next week's game of the week will be our only matchup of undefeated players when Strahd von Zarovich takes on the Black Eyed Children. Black Eyed Children is still an ever so slight favorite after losing Jefferson, but that's before Strahd gets to a fly Freddy. But Black Eyed Children still has Dracula, so this is anyone's matchup. Back to you, Von Murder.
Well, good show.
Indeed.
Well, for Jimmy, I'm Von Murder, and...
Okay, I'm finally ready.
What?
Sorry, I think I ate some bad brain earlier, and my stomach was not happy.
You can't blame me, right?
I guess not. Plus, you screwed over Jimmy, so it's all good for now. Ha ha!
Son of a bitch!
Well, for Von Murder and Jimmy, I'm Penny, reminding you that you'll float. You'll all float. Don't press your luck, bozo.